Welcome back again. In this video we'll machine the contour with a 1/2 inch diameter 2-flute end mill. The contour will be roughed and finished using multi-passes. So let's get started. I'm going to go up into Toolpaths and right at the very top I'm going to click on Contour Toolpaths. Now on the screen we're prompted to select Contour Chain 1 and on the left the Chain In dialog box appears. Now what I'm going to do is click on this radius on the left side of the part, and as you can see the green arrow is pointing upwards. Now the material for this part is aluminum, so to attain a good finish when contouring, Klein milling should be employed, so the arrow is pointing in the correct direction. If you ever need to reverse this arrow, reverse the direction, over in the lower part of the Chain In dialog box just click on the reverse button and that will reverse the arrow. I'm just going to click it one more time just to take it back to what we had. Now we're done here. I'm going to click on the OK button. Now we're using the same 1/2 inch end mill that we used to machine the pocket, so I'm going to click on the end mill. Feed rate, I'm going to change that to 10 inches per minute. The spindle speed 4,500. The plunge rate, I'm going to change that to 10 and I'm going to check mark rapid retract. Also let's switch the coolant on. The flood, I'm going to change that to on. We're done here, so I'm going to click on the OK button. So we're all done on the toolpath parameters page. Let's move over to contour parameters. Now starting at the top, clearance is set to 2, it's an absolute, that's good. I'm going to check mark use clearance only at the start and end of operation. The retract is in absolute and it's set at 0.1, that's good. Feed plane absolute 0.1, perfect. Top of stock is in absolute, set at 0. Depth absolute, I'm going to change that 0 to minus 0.125. Everything looks good. Now just below I'm going to check mark multi-passes, and also as you can see lead in out is check marked as well. I'm going to click on the lead in out and I've got a few things to change here. Starting at the very top of this dialog box I'm going to uncheck enter exit at midpoint. Down below gouge check, I'm going to leave that turned on. Now for the entry length, instead of 100% I'm going to drop it down to 75%. Likewise with the radius, I'm going to drop that down to 75. Over on the right hand side in the exit, the length, I'm going to drop that down to 75. Also the radius, same thing. Everything's looking good here. We're done. I'm going to click on the OK check mark. Now we need to go into multi-passes and set up a few things. So I'm going to click on the multi-passes button, and right at the very top, roughing pass is number 1, that's great. The spacing, I'm going to change that to 0. The finishing passes, I'm going to change that to 1, and instead of spacing of 50 thou, I'm going to change it to 30 thou, 0.03. A couple of things just below, machine finish passes at, I'm going to change it to final depth. One last thing before we leave, I'm going to check keep tool down. We're done here now in multi-passes. I'm going to hit the check mark, and contour parameters, everything is set up just fine, so I'm going to hit the OK. And there's our contour toolpath. Let's go and verify the toolpath now. So I'm going to move up to the top and select an isometric view. I'm going to slide over to the left and do a screen fit. Now over the left in the toolpath manager, I'm going to click on the icon to select all operations, and it's captured all our 4 operations, and now we're ready to go into verify. So I'm going to click on the verify selected operations icon. The speed, I'm just going to slow it down a wee bit. I'm going to go into configuration and I'm going to check mark change tool color. All done here. I'm going to pick on the OK. Up to the very top I'm going to click on the machine button. Up first is the centre drill. So we centre drill at 4 holes, then a 1/4 inch drill drills the holes through the part. Up next is the 1/2 inch diameter end mill. We machine the pocket out, and then the last operation we rough and finish the contour. And there's our verified part. Looks good. I'm going to click on the OK button. Next I'm going to move on up and click on the Save button. Next we're going to create the CNC code. All the operations are selected. I'm going to click on the post selected operations. I'm not going to change anything here, so I'm just going to hit the green check mark for OK. For the name I'm going to accept Mill Lesson 5 and hit the Save button. And there's our G-codes for this program. I'm going to hit the X in the top right corner, and that completes Lesson 5. Thanks for watching.